Here, Ehab, Rehab with Ehab, coming back. He was my first guest.
Yeah.
Now we're on the 13th episode.
It's amazing, man.
Of Trigger Points.
People love it. People want to hear what you guys say and what your guests have to say.
I didn't think it was going to even take off, and it has. And Ehab is back. I want to give him more time to talk about his mentorship program. He's had a lot of great successes. He's had some failures.
I've had failures. I don't think I've had any failures.
We just talked about a little failure.
Oh, well, it's a little setback.
Setback. Hold on. Not a failure, setback.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's all about mindset, right?
That's right.
It's all about mindset. So you got to have the right mindset when approaching anything that we do. So what you been up to? Let's just dive right in. What you been up to?
Man, trying to create financial freedom for me, for my students, trying to figure out how much value I can provide to them and how I can keep helping them get in the right mindset to, build this business and take advantage of this huge opportunity we have, with real estate and investing and, quitting that corporate rat race.
So you've had quite a few of your students that we just did a flyby with Heather.
Yeah.
You've had quite a few students that even that Jet Lending myself have sent to you that have closed some deals here recently.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great partnership. My students are learning what they need to become successful real estate investors and build a successful business. I've got a great lender with Jet Lending, a great partner who's giving them the loans, helping them, review the deal in addition to me reviewing the deal to make sure that they're making good purchases. And then, just us working together, I think we really have a great dream team here.
I do too. And we're now calling it the Dream Team.
Yeah, the Dream Team. The Dream Team.
The Dream Team. I even got my Dream Team shirt, Jet Team 1 right here. Rob, I appreciate it. Rob Lewis, fellow Star Wars fan. Hey, I got to talk to you, Rob. I got to talk to you. So give me a call today. I got some awesome news. Anyways, so your mentorship program is skyrocketed in the last 3 months, correct?
Yeah. I mean, it's been a great program. I mean, a lot of the success of the program comes from having successful students. At the end of the day, that's my number one goal, because I know, mentorship will sell itself when you have students that are really doing great deals.
Yes.
And, I've been fortunate to have that with Alberto, who's done 5 deals already in a year.
Alberto, if you're watching, man, you're the man.
Yeah. Heather, we did that flyby. Her first deal is a 5-plex that she's going to put as a short-term rental on Airbnb. It's going to make $10,000 to $12,000 a month on her first deal.
Yes.
Bushra's also got a triplex. Nia's got a triplex. Lots of folks doing these multifamily deals for their first deal. And, part of it is just having the right mentor that can show them how to do that.
And this guy I've known, and I've known 6 years.
Yeah.
Johnny Hayes, we talk about how it started a little bit. So he came to my office and said, I've dealt with him. You seem like y'all be great friends.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. He handed that off. It's all Johnny Hayes is us linking up. And throughout the years, we developed friendship by talking and
doing business
together and going back and forth. Even heck, I closed a deal with you when I was in the hospital delivering a baby.
Yeah.
And you call me, Rob, you got to help me with this. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, let me see what's going on. And I called Johnny and said, hey Johnny, what can we do? And he said, well, for Ehab, we'll do that. Okay. So anyways, we got you remember that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's been several like that, but I think that's the 4-plex you're talking about, where I was going to buy it with more traditional financing, but my lender was taking a really long time and it was coming down to the wire. And I said, Rob, I need to borrow a loan from you guys just to close this deal so I don't lose it.
Yep.
And you guys came through like in 2 days, got me the loan and closed it.
Yeah. So I want to talk just a little bit about the benefit of appraisals, if you don't mind. You brought up an excellent point about appraisals. You've actually used them in the future, even after we've closed the deal for your long-term lender, correct?
Yeah. I mean, my strategy is buying with hard money, fixing up the property, and then, refinancing it with a long-term loan. It's called the BRRRR strategy.
BRRRR strategy.
And I mean, it's important to get an appraisal on the front end because you want to know going into the deal what the property is going to appraise for, because ultimately you're going to have to refinance it.
Mhm.
And, you want to make sure that you're going to be able to pull your cash out at the end of the day. That's how the BRRRR works.
Yes. Okay. So you've actually used appraisals that we've done on your refinance to say, hey, look, we had a different value, 3 or 4 months ago, take a look at this, right?
Yeah. I mean, some banks, depends on the long-term lender, but some of them will just use the appraisal that you all did for my refinance. Some of them will order their own appraisal, but certainly use the one that I got with Jet as a consideration when they do their appraisal. So it's always good to have an appraisal and have that expert opinion going into to the deal to make sure you're making a good purchase.
Good. Okay. So I want you to tell everybody a lot about your mentorship program, because I brought you back because I think this thing is dynamite. I mean, the fact that you've had so many people be successful, and I'm not going to put that out there, but you're relatively inexpensive too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great mentorship program. It has everything that I think people need to become successful. And I know it's a great program because I hired a mentor myself to help me create the program. And she's an expert in creating online courses and mentorship programs. And I followed her pattern, her technique, and created my program just how she told me to do it.
Okay.
So I guess, really what I teach at the end of the day is a 3-part strategy that I think is just killer for creating cash flow, building a business, and becoming financially free. And the 3 parts to that strategy, number 1 is the BRRRR strategy, which stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. And basically that just lets you buy properties and get your cash back at the end of the deal so that you're not tying up a bunch of money in the deal, because it's important to get your cash back so that you can go reinvest it in the next deal. So it starts with the BRRRR strategy. I do it on multifamily properties. So that's the second part, because multifamily properties allow you to make a lot more cash flow than just single family homes. And then the third part to the strategy is turning them into short-term Airbnb rentals. So that 3-part combo with the BRRRR, the multifamily, the short-term rental Airbnbs, that is making a ton of money for me every single month. And at the end of the day, when you talk about financial freedom, quitting your job, getting out of the rat race, you want to have stability coming in every month from real estate. And the way to do that, and the fastest way to do that, is doing this 3-part combo that I'm doing.
Okay. Let's talk about some setbacks you've had recently.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you call them failures, but
failures.
not setbacks. Yeah.
I'm sorry, my mindset wasn't right. And I talk about mindset a lot. And my mindset was a setback, not a failure. See what Ehab did there? And I talk about this a lot. You've got to wake up every day with the right mindset, and just using words like failures instead of setbacks in your own mind, you can really generate your own presence and being in the moment. You talked about that with me, being in the moment. Sometimes we get very busy, and keeping in that moment is hard.
Yeah.
So setback, talk about a setback, because we all have them in life. And I called you yesterday. You seemed very upset.
Yeah.
And I tried to calm you down a little bit, but it didn't work.
It worked. You did a good job, actually.
Okay.
The setback basically was I'm in the process of remodeling a 16-unit apartment right now, and it has just been a magnet for thieves.
Okay.
I put a fence around the perimeter. I have tried to do all the right things to keep the bad people out, but they're still figuring out a way to get in, cut my wires, steal my copper, common problems that I think a lot of remodelers, rehabbers run into. But, at the end of the day, as a real estate investor, your job is to come up with solutions. So even though I allowed myself to kind of, throw a pity party, I came up with a solution. And so now I have a on-site camera company that is monitoring it every single day during, specific hours where I need them to monitor it. They're looking for people moving around. They have a loudspeaker that they can tell people, hey, the police have been called, get out of there. They can set off an alarm. So hopefully that's going to keep the bad guys out and, allow me to move forward and get this project done.
That is important. See, you took a issue, a setback. You said, how am I going to mitigate this? You came up with a solution instead of just sitting back and going, you know what? This sucks.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to overcome this. And, you know, I'm just going to give up.
Yeah.
You came up with a solution. You came up with the right mindset. You said, you know what, I'm going to mitigate these circumstances. I'm going to put a camera. It's going to cost you a little bit more.
Yeah.
But you put a camera system, a video in place to where now you can maybe mitigate the risk and be alerted if something happens, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you know, we're all human, so it's okay to kind of like, you know, feel sorry for yourself a little bit. But, you know, at the end of the day, feeling sorry for yourself is not going to solve the problem.
It's not.
You know? And it doesn't matter what your problem is on your journey to becoming a real estate investor. If it's having a hard time finding deals, if it's coming up with cash, these are all really common problems that, you know, when you talk to people trying to do this business that they have. And, you know, how far you go is going to be determined by how good of a job you do solving the problem.
Exactly.
You know, so if you
problem solve,
if you're having a hard time with cash, you know, you should be talking to as many people as you know, telling them about your dream, telling them about your passion, showing them how great the return is on these deals so that you can start raising capital. You know, if you're having a hard time finding deals, then you should be talking to at least 3 to 5 realtors every day that are in your investment market, networking with wholesalers, going to Jet's networking event because there's a lot of people there that got deals, and talking to as many people as you can, letting them know you're in the market to find property and this is the type of property you're looking for, and trying to solve that problem. Because just looking on HAR or MLS is not gonna necessarily get you deals. You have to be actively going out there and trying to go after your dream.
Okay. Speaking of our event.
Yeah.
And most people know that we have a huge event that we went back live in May. If you're watching this, please share this video because we've got to get our attendance up a little bit. We know that people are slowly starting to come back. But in July, I had a guy, his name's Chris. I can't mention his last name. He made me swear because he works for a company that he doesn't want to know that he's doing investing on the side. Don't know why, but anyways, his name's Chris. He came to our event. He vocalized that he's looking for, you know, make ready 30-year investment properties for rentals. He just went around talking to people, closed the deal right there.
Wow.
I closed the loan on Monday.
Congratulations.
30-year loan, straight, no rehab, nothing was needed. All we did was go straight 30-year non-QM, got him a rate of 4.5 on a non-QM 30-year loan. At an event, he closed the deal.
Yeah.
Guys, sitting back and waiting on emails to come in is a way to maybe grow your business. But you always talk about you got to put that best foot forward and get out there in the public, and don't be scared to, you know, actually be the wholesaler yourself and wholesale to yourself. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, we joked about, you know, the dream team earlier, you know, but the truth is, you're only going to go as far as the people you have around you.
Exactly.
And this guy, Chris, you know, had he not known you, wouldn't have been able to do that loan, you know? So having the right people in place makes all the difference in how far you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, and the whole reason why I boost up Ehab a lot is because I know him. I know his character. I know the people he has around him, and I know the quality of product that he presented even before he started his mentorship program. So anytime I talk to anybody, and you know this, anytime I talk to anybody and they sound like they're a little weak, but they've got good credit, they've got good money, they've got a good strategy, but they just need fine tuning a little bit. I said, you know what? It sounds like you might need a mentor.
Yeah. I mean, a mentor is a way of, you know, kind of fast tracking your progress, your growth, right? Because
make somebody accountable.
Yeah. I mean, a mentor can definitely hold you accountable. They can keep you from making really bad mistakes that can take you out of the game. Because, you know, there's this expression that says, you know, you're either going to pay through a mentor or you're going to pay through the
experience.
Through experience and hard knocks. So either way, you're paying. So you might as well pay to learn how to do it right than you know, making a big mistake that can really cost you and even take you out of the game.
Prime example. You mind if we go through one example?
Sure. And we need to give a shout out to Alberto too. He's one of my star students on there.
Alberto, you're killing it. You really are. I've told him I want him on the show so we can go through his successes and failures. We just got to we got scheduling conflicts.
Yeah.
I got to get you up in the studio, Alberto. I got to get you up in our jet lending studio. I cannot do remotes. It does not work. So
quick shout out to Alberto. He was one of my first students in the program. He's been in the program for a year now, has already done 5 deals.
God, a year.
And what's amazing about Alberto is that he is tenacious. I mean, not only in real estate, but he's like an ultra marathon runner. He makes, overcoming obstacles a whole part of his life.
Yes.
So, that's just been able to translate well for him in real estate as well, because he's already used to overcoming and working hard. But what's so amazing about Alberto is that he is just doing this absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
His first deal in my program was a flip because he wanted to build up his capital in the bank first before he really started buying and holding. So that's perfect. If you don't have a lot of capital in the bank, doing a flip for your first deal is a great way to build up capital. And if you don't have the capital to do a flip, do it with a partner, because 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing. Yes. Right. So I've done flips with partners, and we made $200,000, and splitting that 50-50, that's $100,000 each. That's a really good payday. So even though you're giving up half, you can still make a lot of money partnering and doing flips.
Yes.
So his first deal was a flip. Second deal was a buy and hold property that he has as a rental. He's got another one right now that he's rehabbing that he's planning on keeping. He did a wholesale deal for his fourth deal. Not that I'm big into teaching wholesaling, but I helped him wholesale a property. And now his fifth one right now is going to be a multifamily property in Galveston that is going to Airbnb.
Yeah, so, I think I took a look at that for him.
Yeah.
And values are good. I think he's I need to call Alberto. Call me today. You said on an email we got to talk. So let's talk about your I think it's a co-investor that's going in on him with this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I believe. So let's talk today, buddy, and get you on the show, because I want you to personally come up here, and I will tell you a little something about Alberto. He motivated me a little bit. He's so focused on everything that he does, and the marathon running. He was one of my inspirations for losing weight.
Wow,
he was, and I told him that. He was, his attitude and approach to life is kind of. I mean, I'm all over the place. You know that, but I try to stay focused and try to help as many people as I can, and I honestly feel that if you give back, if you give as much as you can, it'll come back to you in a good form, like positive energy.
Yeah.
If you've got positive energy, it'll come back to you. I have been in times in my life where I've had negative energy and negative stuff around me and negative people around me. And when you have that in your life, it will bring you down quicker than anything. And Alberto, I met him through it's interesting. I met him through another loan officer that had parted ways with Jet Lending to go do something else. And when I started talking to Alberto, I was like, this guy means business. He is on point.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? When I met him in person, I was like, this guy's in pretty damn good shape. And I looked at myself and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get in shape like Alberto. hey, Alberto, look at them guns, buddy. Look at them guns.
There you go. Well, can I use your weight loss journey as a real estate reference?
You can.
Since this is a real estate show here, success in real estate is a lot like weight loss.
Right? It is.
Like, you have to be consistent and disciplined. And just like when trying to lose weight, you got to be consistent and disciplined in real estate too. So if any of you are out there struggling to find deals to really get your business growing, it's probably because you're not putting in enough consistency and discipline to make your business grow and create momentum. I mean, prime example, it's, again, just like weight loss, if you're only exercising 1 day a week, or you're only eating one healthy meal, here and there, you're not going to be able to move the needle and create results.
It's not.
It's the same thing with real estate. If you're only looking on MLS once a week, or going and checking out 1 or 2 properties here and there, it's not going to create enough consistency and momentum for you to have success. You have to take action every single day. And I'll tell you, this is what I tell my students too. Remember, at the end of the day, when you talk about being financially free and getting out of the rat race and being able to live life on your own terms, you're talking about really what pretty much 1 to 2% of society has been able to do, which is
Nope.
really be financially free. And those aren't good odds, you know. If 98% of everyone else is in the rat race and only a small percentage has been able to do that, those aren't good odds, which means that it is extremely difficult to be part of those 1%ers. And it's difficult because most people lack the discipline and the consistency to really break through and build that dream.
You know, Ehab is absolutely right. And there's a lot of, and I'm going to talk about that. There's a lot of veterans that get into real estate because of the focus that it requires.
Yeah.
And the discipline that it requires to stay on that path. When you've got 20, 21 years or whatever of focus, and this is what you're doing to make yourself successful, because you have to do the same approach in the military that you do in real estate.
Yeah.
That's why I always use the references. The discipline to get up, to put the best foot forward, and to do the work. It may not be rewarding all the time, but consistency in real estate eventually leads to rewards.
Yeah.
And it's with working out, it's with a military background, it's with your real estate business. You gotta treat it like it's your baby, you know, and you're gonna caress it and you're gonna help it grow. And it's like everything in life. You've got to do the right thing. We got a comment for you. Ehab.
All right.
I remember talking to you about this and how I applied my 2.5 years of competing in bodybuilding mentality into business. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, you talked about military. The other group of people that I think can really succeed in real estate investing are athletes, because they have to be disciplined too.
Yes.
It reminds me of, one of my youngest students in my program. Her name is Lauren. She's 18 years old. Oh, wow. And she joined the program. And, you know, I was hesitant, to be honest with you, but I got on a call with her and her mom and talked about her dream of being a real estate investor. And this is what she's passionate about. This is what she loves. I was still hesitant, but Lauren already has a rental property at 18. She already has a rental house. And because she was training to become a like kind of a pro softball player, she had a scholarship to go to college and play softball, but it kind of got derailed because of, you know, family things. But she developed that discipline from just working so hard, trying to become like a great softball player, to where now she's applying that to real estate and in the program. And, you know, there's no doubt at 18, I mean, I know all of us wish we got started that young in real estate, but she's got a bright future ahead of her.
She does.
Yeah.
I mean, because you've got, just like he just said, athletes, everybody that puts their I mean, Tom Brady. Let's use a Tom Brady.
Are you gonna alienate some people who aren't Tom Brady fans?
No, I'm not. I think everybody's a Tom Brady fan now that he left New England. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think everybody got on the Tom Brady the train after he left New England. Like, everybody hated him at that point in time. He moved to Tampa Bay, does the inevitable, and takes a dead last team to the Super Bowl and win. Yeah. That's the GOAT.
That guy's amazing.
That guy's the GOAT. Yeah. But I don't think he just wakes up and goes to work. Do you think he just wakes up and just doesn't practice on his own and doesn't refine his skills? I don't think he just puts a half-ass mentality into the game. Do you?
Yeah, no, I think that guy's passionate about football.
I think he's very passionate about football, especially playing into his 40s. Like, he has nothing else to prove, and he still loves the game because he's still out there, and he does the same practices even after, you know, and it's even after the regular practice, he does insane workouts. He stays healthy, he stays mentally focused. I would be dare to say that he's probably got some real estate investment out there somewhere.
Oh yeah. He's probably got money in a lot of different things.
He probably does. I would dare say that some of it's that he probably has some real estate going on.
Which brings up an important point here that I have to kind of call you out on, by the way.
Oh Lord, here we go. Calling Rob out. Everybody's been doing that here lately.
I'm calling you out because, you know, one of the things I learned along my journey is that rich people approach life differently than people who are not rich, right? And even though rich people are passionate about their careers, their jobs, their businesses, they still follow practices investing their money and making their money work for them, which is an important quality of successful people.
Okay.
So even folks out there that love what they do, I know there are people out there that love what they do and may not want to be full-time real estate investors. You at least have to give yourself a shot at making your money work for you by putting it into what I believe is one of the best ways to invest your money, which is real estate, because the stock market is not doing it for me. I took my first shot at the stock market and I bought some Tesla stock and, electric car stock, because I know that's kind of the hot thing. And man, my money is down.
Yeah.
My money is down. And I really, I've always told myself I make more investing in real estate than I do in stocks. But
of course,
at the end of the day, I took a shot and it's down. And the reason why I'm calling you out, you know why I'm calling you out, right?
Here it comes.
Because you're a successful guy. You're passionate about what you do with loans and jet lending and Jet Team One, but you don't own any investment property.
I have.
You have in the past. You had a bad experience. You told me about it.
Bad experience with a tenant, and I think everything comes in stages. You're absolutely right. I need to get back into it. Curtis called me out on this. Curtis, I know you're watching or will eventually watch. I do invest my money back to jet lending, though. I started doing that.
Okay.
So I am making a return on my money.
Okay.
But you're absolutely right. And I told Curtis he's absolutely right. I need to get back into it. But right now, Jet Team One is growing at such a rapid pace.
Yeah.
We've got 2 new people that, Chelsea's been here. Got another, Jamie just started.
Jamie, yep.
And then I've got another guy that's starting at the end of the month on Jet Team One, and he's going to be handling 30-year loans. So right now, my focus is better spent in growing Jet Team One so that eventually I can get to what you were saying and investing my money.
But let me let you brag on yourself a little bit here, because you've been boosting me up. Why have you had to bring so many people onto your team, Rob?
Well, I don't like talking about this
because you're doing so many loans.
I'm doing so many loans for people. Awesome. Most people need help when they grow up a little bit. So we're growing Jet Team One so that I have more time to do stuff like this, grow our business, grow Jet Team One, grow jet lending. So we're bringing more people on to handle a little bit more of the day-to-day minutia of a loan, and let me be the guy that's talking to clients, working through deals, and be kind of out there in the public, bringing more loans in.
Yeah.
That way it's a mutual beneficial thing.
Yeah.
And it works.
I know from talking to you, you always want to provide, the best service you can.
Yes.
So, you told me you wanted to bring people on to help you be able to process these loans, make sure things are, still moving smoothly, because it just got too busy for you.
It's getting very busy. And I would say the customer service that you get when you close a loan with Jet Team One is like, it's fail safe, because now we're going to have even more people looking at your deal and more your investment property. I try not to say deal. That's a Johnny-ism. We will sit and count on we'll put little notches on pieces of paper on how many times in a day Johnny says deal.
Deal. There you
go. Deal. But your deal. And then you got your deal, but then the deal over here is on your deal.
Yeah.
It's an investment property. But Johnny, I love you to death if you're watching. But you're absolutely right. I've got to start growing my own wealth and making my money work for me. I want some Airbnbs. I do. I definitely do, because I am definitely into the situation of like, well, I'll go ahead and say it. Babe, I'm sorry, but I'm letting the cat out of the bag.
Uh-oh.
There will not be a Trigger Points next week. We will be at a doctor's visit.
Okay.
Next Friday. You heard it here, folks, people. Our first ultrasound is next Friday. I'm breaking the news with Ehab.
There we go.
She had her first appointment this morning and went well. But we're having our first ultrasound next week. So everybody, please pray for us.
Yeah.
That we have a successful pregnancy. We've been trying at this for a while. and she's probably screaming at the TV right now.
No.
You're not supposed to tell anybody, but
Don't tell anyone.
it's okay. We are. I'm breaking the news with Ehab.
Massive congratulations.
Yes. So there will not be a Trigger Points next week, or it will be later on in the day because we have an ultrasound at 9 and I will be late. So probably we'll have to schedule it for later during she doesn't watch you, Rob. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate that, buddy. Alberto, thank you, buddy. Thank you. But next Friday, we're having our first ultrasound to hear the heartbeat. Everything's going smoothly. So hopefully, fingers crossed that we have a successful pregnancy.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get back on real estate. Let's get back on your mentorship program. What do people need to know? I mean, what else do you have to share with?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, I hired a mentor myself, just because, I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. Like if there's somebody out there that's done it already and has perfected it, I'd rather pay the money and learn from them than trying to figure it out on my own and make a bunch of mistakes. So because I hired a mentor and I followed in her footsteps, I created my program exactly how she told me to. And it includes really 3 main parts. And I think these 3 main parts are important for anybody out there that's interested in mentorship. If you want to check out other mentorship programs that are out there, make sure that they have at least these 3 key components to them, or else I don't believe they're going to be a successful mentor. Okay. So the first part is my mentorship program has online training.
Okay.
And that teaches you step by step how to execute the strategy that I'm doing that's creating wealth and financial freedom for all my students. And the reason why online training is important is because it's self-paced, so you can watch it whenever you want to. We're all busy. We all have jobs. So you watch it after work, you watch it in the morning, you watch it whenever you have time, and go back and rewatch it if you didn't understand something. And that prevents me from having to kind of sit down with you and explain it all to you, over and over and over again to every person. It allows my program to be scalable and really, help you move at your own pace. So the videos is part 1. Part 2 is my Facebook community just for my students. And that community is great because I've got students on there that are asking questions, they're networking with each other, they're partnering on deals, they're really working together and helping each other out. And that motivation and that support is important when you're trying to really break through and build a business like this.
Yes.
So the Facebook group's the second part. And the third part are weekly group coaching calls.
Okay.
So every
you'll
week,
have those every Thursday?
Every Thursday. Because ultimately watching videos, chatting on Facebook is going to get you good information, but it's not going to answer all your questions. So you need to be able to talk to me on the phone and help you answer specific questions, kind of directly.
You'll do Zoom calls or conference calls?
Yeah, we do Zoom calls every Thursday. Okay. And, I use that as an opportunity to share my screen, analyze deals that we're looking at, answer questions that people have, teach new information that I'm running into in the marketplace. So it's really that opportunity for me to get in front of my students and really talk to them directly and help them with their growth and their journey. So those 3 parts are really an important combination that I believe is critical to the success. And it's a lifetime membership. So once you're in, you're in. Right. So and I don't ever want people to leave my program, because what I'm finding with guys like Alberto and Heather and Bushra, these folks that are doing deals already, is that as new people join, Alberto and these guys are able to be mentors to them.
So it's like a mentor to the mentor to the mentor.
Yeah. Yeah. So Alberto's an expert in the Galveston market.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Are you running a pyramid scheme?
It's not a pyramid scheme.
Hold on.
Because nobody else is getting a piece of the action. But
hey,
that's why.
Hold on. I think he's running a pyramid scheme here, guys.
Yeah. No,
I'm just kidding.
A pyramid scheme. So no, but Alberto's an expert in the Galveston market. So, on our call yesterday, one of the students was really interested in Galveston. So Alberto was giving them some great advice on that market. So
it is a great, especially for Airbnb or vacation rental. Galveston is awesome. Awesome. Yeah, Alberto said, I'm waiting on my first check.
All right, Alberto, you're going to be waiting a while.
I think you got to sign up for the what do they call it on those pyramid schemes? You either a promoter or a what?
The downline?
Yeah, the downline. You're either a promoter or you're on a downline. So You need to get Alberto on your downline.
Yeah, there you go. No, he's definitely crushing it. He's getting checks in
Diamond
different ways.
mentor. There you go. Diamond
He's
mentor.
getting checks in different ways.
Yes,
he knows it too.
He is.
Yeah.
I mean, just absolutely, he's killing it. And
Yeah.
I think eventually this is going to be his full-time job. I think that's his goal.
That's his goal. Absolutely his goal. And he's I mean, no doubt he's going to get there.
Yeah, he's going to get there. Maybe I can have him come, since I'm doing it later. Maybe I could have him come next week. I don't know. That's up to you, Alberto. Just let me know. Typically, I didn't schedule it because of what's going on, and I knew it was either going to be Thursday or Friday of next week. She just texted me before we came in here. Everything went fine with the first visit. There was a virtual visit because of COVID and stuff like that, but she said, "Don't make plans for next Friday morning." I said, "Okay."
Yeah.
Anyway,
I want to add. Let me add one more thing about the mentor program too, just because I think this is important for people to really understand. The other thing that I really focus on in mentorship is mindset. And we've talked about it a few times already today, but once you get your first deal down or your second deal down and you understand kind of the basic concepts of real estate investing, you understand how to calculate after repaired values and do walkthroughs and manage contractors, and all the good core capabilities that you need as a real estate investor. The thing that's going to determine how far your business actually grows is your mindset. Right. So if you take the information that you've learned and you apply it to buying single family homes, then your business is going to grow so far. Mm-hmm. But then if you say, you know what, my mindset and my belief is so big that I can apply this to multifamily properties, 4 plexes, 6 plexes, 16 plexes, like what I'm doing right now. And even going bigger than what I've done, 50 units, 100 units, you're only limited by how big your mindset grows. And so a big part of the mentorship program too is just helping grow that mindset, because once you have the mindset in place and you've absolutely made the decision that you are going to get out of the rat race, then there's nothing anybody can do to stop you. You're gonna go, you're gonna make it, and you're gonna learn the tools that you need in my program to be able to do that. And as you're going to go as far as your mindset's going to go.
That's 100% the truth.
Yeah.
There was a time in my life, even in this real estate journey, that I had the wrong mindset. I've talked to you about some of those pitfalls, and it can be difficult. I mean, life sometimes can put you in a mindset of oh, I'm a failure. This isn't working. I've tried the same thing over and over again. Well, sometimes you got to try something different.
Yeah.
Make adjustments. Listen to your mentors. Eddie Gant, Johnny Hayes, one of my mentors. I thought I knew it all coming into this industry. Worst mistake I made. Didn't listen to them. Didn't listen to some of their advice about how you approach with clients and how you talk to clients. And didn't listen to Alex. Alex is me, or I would dare say we're both mentors to each other. My first year was difficult, and then second year was not as difficult. But there were some pitfalls, but learning from other people and what they've done wrong and what they've done right is very important, because if you don't have the right mindset or approach to anything, you're not going to be successful. You're not. And I think your program puts people in that right mindset.
Yeah.
Because you have a good energy about you. I mean, every time, if you get near Ehab and you're in a bad mood after 5 minutes of talking with them, there's something wrong with you. Seriously.
Yeah.
The other night, he walks up, gives me a big old hug. I was in a frantic mood. We're talking about our event because I'd been setting up stuff. So as soon as I saw Ehab, automatic, I was in a good mood.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just that quick, because he jokingly walked right by me and was like, "Oh, there's Rob." It's just he can put you in the right mindset no matter what. Sometimes I call him just to hear him talk. So when I approach something else, I'm just like, okay, I can get right back in the right mindset, because he'll put you in your place sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's, sometimes, just being a mentor is telling people what what they need to hear.
The tough things.
And tell them tough stuff. Like
tough love.
Yeah, you don't want to just tell them what they want to hear. You want to tell them what they need to hear.
Yeah.
So that's part of the.
I mean, in life, I think there's certain people that come in and out of your life that you've got to have a replacement for. My dad used to put me on the right focus every single time that I would have a bad moment, and then he's gone. So during that time, I've had to lean on other people. I've leaned on you a lot. I've leaned on a lot of other friends and family members. But I'm telling you right now, this guy right here will get you in the right mindset and the right mood, no matter what.
Yeah.
So what else you want to talk about? We got about 20 minutes left.
20 minutes. All right. Well, let's talk about maybe some other forms of investing out there.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of people on here are thinking about, wholesaling or, flipping, and those are popular ways that, you find a lot of gurus online talk about things like that. But what I want to say about what that type of investing is that those are one and done type transactions, right? Like you get paid when you wholesale or you flip a house, you get paid on it one time, and you got to go do another deal if you want to get paid again. And depending on what your goals are, if your goal is just to make cash real quick, then I would say to a lot of people out there, consider wholesaling. If you have a little bit more time, but you want to make just big chunks of cash, then flipping is a good option. But if your goal is to create wealth and consistent income every single month, then you need to be passive a buy and hold investor. Yeah, you want passive income. You need to be a buy and hold investor. You need to be owning property that's creating consistent cash flow.
Money babies.
Money babies.
Grant Cardone calls them money babies.
Money babies. All right, there you go. I hadn't heard that expression before.
Yeah. So he says, look, my money just sitting in the bank is not doing anything for me, so I just get rid of it. I'm like, what? When he says that, he's like, if I've got 50 million, he's like, it's doing me no good sitting in the bank. So I'll just dump it. I'll dump as much as I can, and I'll go buy a real estate property that's going to make me money babies.
Yeah.
That way, I can passively have more money coming in.
Yeah.
We signed up for Jet Lending, just signed up for the 10X program. That's what we were doing, is doing a little role playing based upon his program. I'm telling you that this thing it's going to grow our business threefolds if you just listen to him, because he talks about mindset.
Yeah.
He talks about always selling. You're always selling yourself as a salesman to get the deal closed and people got to like you.
Yeah.
And that's, people got to trust you. People got to know who you are. That's why, going back to what we were saying, when you go to these events or when you're talking to people, you've got to vocalize what you want.
Yeah.
There's people that that will close deals just by talking about it. Hey, I'm looking for this, this, and this. If you just sit there and you're silent and you don't say anything, you're not going to be as successful, right?
Yeah. I think that you're right. I mean, a big mistake people make trying to become, full-time real estate investors and building this business is that they only focus on the details or the technical skills for real estate, but don't focus on everything around that growing themselves, So, things like just exercising every day, right? It has nothing to do with real estate, but it creates a discipline in you of doing something consistently every single day, which is also what you have to do as a real estate investor, or eating healthy, or waking up early. All these things, even though they're not necessarily real estate activities, they
build a mindset.
They help create habits and discipline. And these are all important factors that play into becoming an entrepreneur, because at the end of the day, the thing about entrepreneurship is there's no boss telling you what to do, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be self-motivated. You have to be self-disciplined, and you can build that self-discipline outside of just real estate investing. You can build it, like I said, through exercise, eating healthy, practicing a spiritual practice every day, praying every day, just anything that resonates and works for you
and builds those good vibes instead of the bad vibes.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. One thing that you said is motivation. I hate that word.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Why?
Because it's a liar. It's not always there.
It's not always there. No.
It's a liar. It's a lying emotion. I hate it. Used to hate let's get motivated. In the military, I used to hate it. I was like, no, let's get disciplined.
Yeah.
Let's be disciplined. Because if you're disciplined and do the same thing every day, and I don't mean the same exercise and the monotony, and you got to change things up, but the actual discipline of getting out there and doing it, then the motivation will come.
Yeah.
Because, but motivation is not always there. There's days you wake up and you're like, I don't want to do this.
Well, that's why, I talk about
I'm sure you have them.
I talk about this in my program. There's really, two keys that are important for building success. Motivation is, like you said, goes up and down. Some days you're motivated, some days you're not motivated.
Mm-hmm.
But the key to overcoming those days that you're not motivated are good habits.
Yes.
So good habits are what are going to carry you through. So let's say, for example, we're going back to the dieting idea.
Mm-hmm.
You're feeling one of those low motivation days where you want to eat French fries and a cheeseburger.
Oh man.
If you're in the habit,
y'all, last Friday.
Yeah.
We can talk about that in a minute.
We did. But if you have good habits of just, not buying junk food, not having that at the house, and only having healthy stuff, then when you're ready to eat and you have that craving or that, that low motivation to eat the junk food, but you don't have it in your house, you're going to kind of force yourself through good habits to make a good choice there.
Yep. Last Friday, we went to lunch. What'd y'all order? Big plate of chili cheese fries.
Oh, yeah. Rodeo Go. That's a good place.
It is a good place. They've got a really good salad that I had. And everybody had it because I was like, I'm not going to eat a hamburger.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to eat these fries. And you're like, come on, just a little bit. I was like, nope, I'm not eating them.
Yeah.
I stayed on the path. They were right in front of me, and all I did was take a little bit of the chili in there, and I ate a little bit of that, but didn't have any of the fries.
Yeah,
and that's what discipline is. It can be right in front of you, and it can look so good, but the discipline to say, I'm going to stick with what has worked and why I've lost 50 pounds and why I've gained strength in the gym, because the discipline was there. And I think there's a lot of people I surround myself with now that give me that, motivation. So,
yeah. So, keep this in mind, guys, like on your journey to becoming financially free, 20% of it, and it really is the 80-20 rule. 20% of it is going to be learning techniques, learning skills, building capabilities, so like being able to calculate after repaired values, being able to estimate repairs, being able to do property walkthroughs, being able to manage contractors. That's 20% of the journey. The other 80%, the majority of it is going to be your mindset, your motivation, your habits. So you're disciplined. Don't neglect that part of the journey, because if you do, you're neglecting 80% of what it's going to take for you to get to that mountaintop, that financial freedom mountaintop. So, if you're watching YouTube videos, or even you're joining my mentorship program, or you're reading books, just keep in mind that's just 20% of the information. So focus on yourself and the growth, because that's the bigger part. Which, by the way, let me just point out a real quick point that I learned from one of my mentors, actually, about reading books and watching YouTube and all that stuff. There's a big difference between information and instruction. And I didn't learn that until I actually hired a mentor. Information is what you get when you read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or you watch a YouTube video on what the Burr strategy is, or things like that, Instagram, social media. That's information. Instruction is what you get when you have a really strong mentor or role model giving you step-by-step instructions on how to do something. So, for example, if you were reading a book about the Burr strategy, the book might tell you the Burr strategy stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. That's information. There's not a whole lot you can do with that. But if you were to hire a mentor, for example, who was going to give you instruction for the buy section on that, I would say to you, okay, if you want to buy a property, I want you to go look in areas that are up and coming, maybe blue collar neighborhoods, these specific zip codes where you can find properties that are in bad shape that you can do value added investing. So we're going to start by finding properties that need repair in these zip codes. I want you to set up automated searches on MLS so that you can get notified every single day whenever one of these properties comes on the market, because the key to buying good deals is moving quickly.
Yes.
So these automated notifications are going to tell you every day when a good deal comes on the market. Then you're going to check those messages every day. Anytime a property comes up within your investment criteria, you're going to contact that realtor and you're going to try to make an offer on that property right away. You know, like that's instruction.
Okay.
And that's very different than somebody just giving you some general information about, you know, what is wholesaling, what is rehabbing, what's buy and hold or BRRRR. And so, I mean, it's really important, that difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to talk about one of your Airbnbs
Okay.
that I know for a fact you're killing it on. Just one.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's just talk about one. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the difference between knowing your real estate, having a mentor, and putting people on the right path. Because there's several of his students that are doing the exact same thing that he did on this this Airbnb.
Yeah.
I just want you to talk about it. If you don't mind, share the details of what you're profiting, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Whatever the one that we lent on.
The duplex with the pool.
Duplex with the pool.
Duplex with the pool. All right. So this was a property I found off MLS. It's a duplex over in the 3rd Ward area. I got it for $197,000. I spent about $120,000 on the rehab. Got the loan through Jet Lending. And then I spent another $25,000 out of my pocket putting a pool in it. And the reason why I put a pool in it is because, you know, we're in this pandemic period and I know people are not really traveling as much. So a lot more people are taking staycations now than before. So I thought a place that had a pool would be ideal for people who just wanted to kind of stay local and be able to get away and relax by a pool. So that was my mindset there. So all in, I was in this deal for about $350,000.
Okay.
I refinanced it, cashed out, got my money back, which is again part of the BRRRR strategy. Paid off Jet Lending and fixed it up really nicely. Put it on
beautiful
Airbnb.
Beautiful. Which,
by the way, you know, quick tip for you guys. I like to use a website called Havenly.
Okay.
Havenly.com. They're really great for interior design, which is who I use to help me, you know, interior design this place. And I put it on Airbnb, and my expectation was I was going to make about $10,000 a month in gross rent. So I think my mortgage on it is about $2,700. So, you know, making $10,000 a month with a $2,700 mortgage is, you know, that's a pretty good income there.
That's,
you know?
good spread.
Good spread. The first month it made $14,500. Second month it made $16,000.
Lunch is on you today.
I know, lunch is on me today. $16,000. And you know, I've got to, because it's an Airbnb, I've got to, you know, pay the electricity, pay the water, the internet. So you know, I've got some expenses in there, not big expenses. I got to pay my cleaners, but man, I mean, I'm walking away every month at least clearing, you know, $10,000 on that one property alone.
One.
Yeah, just one property.
Who knows?
That I have no money invested in.
Who knows? There's people in America right now that hate their job that they do every damn day, and they go to it and they're miserable because they don't have the right mindset. They don't have the right mentor. They don't have the right people in their life. They don't have the right team, that do not make $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
They don't make $120,000 a year. That's $120,000 a year profit if he's averaging $10,000. Yeah. Me personally, I could go to the woods and live for the rest of my life on $120,000 a year profit. I mean, you guys, look, the sky's the limit when it comes to real estate.
Yeah.
The sky's the limit. If you want to do one deal and make it an Airbnb and you live off of the profits of that for the rest of your life, get with Ehab.
Yeah.
But if you want to go further and be financially, sky's the limit, get with Ehab.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, the real estate market is the only place that I feel that you have got to build a team around you that is going to support you, that's going to do the right thing, and is going to have your back no matter what. And building your team, mentor, lender, title company, insurance company, all these things are extremely important when getting into the right mindset and having people support you. And this is just one example of what and you've got several properties, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of properties. And we talked about the dream team as being so important. I mean, I give my students my team.
Yeah.
So I give them you as my lender. I give them my contractor. I give them my long-term lender for the refinance. My architect. All the people that you need to be successful, especially if you're here in Houston. You could just use my people.
Yeah.
And I've saved you the headache of having to find good contractors and the negative of experience of finding your own contractor who ends up stealing from you and doing a bad job and really turning you off from real estate in the first place. I mean, that's really the difference, because I've had it happen to me before, and unfortunately, it's just a part of this business.
Yeah, and we together want to save all of that, take kind of the rocks out of it, and make sure that you are successful. But what do you want to leave everybody with? Because we are out of time.
Okay, guys. Well, I mean, what I want to leave you with is, if you're really passionate about building a real estate business, being able to be financially free, live life on your terms, go after your dream. It's worth it. I can tell you from experience now that I've been full-time for almost 2 years, that it's the most amazing experience in the world to be able to live life on your terms. And if you have any interest in me helping you, check me out on Instagram, Rehab with Ehab, or go to, www.rehabwithehab.com. And what I'd love to do is just schedule a call with you. So you can go on there and go to my bio and schedule a call with me. And let's talk about it. Let's see if my mentorship program is a good fit for you. What are you laughing at, Heather?
This is funny.
Great show. Thanks, Ron. There you go, Ron.
Great payback.
Yeah, she owed you that one.
She owed me that one.
That could have been an autocorrect.
That could have been, but I think.
At least she didn't call you like Bob or something.
Hey, that's awesome, Heather. Thank you so much.
But go to rehabwithehab.com or follow me on Instagram, Rehab with Ehab, and schedule a call with me if you want me to help you out. I'd love to just talk to you, and even if you don't join my mentorship program, but you want to chat about your goals, and I can give you some good advice, happy to do that as well.
She said that was a typo.
That was a typo.
But hey, you know what? You got me back. Okay, you got me back. Anyways, Heather, love you so much. Thank you. And guys, like always, if you need a good lender that's always going to have your back, is going to do the right thing by you, is always going to be there to protect you, is always going to analyze your deal and make sure that you are in an investment property that makes sense, and orders an appraisal to have multiple eyes on it, because hey, those appraisals are important, especially when it comes to refinancing. Look, we'll talk about a story real quick in ending. Client called me in trouble, went with a lender without an appraisal, didn't have enough eyes on it. Now they're in trouble. Called me to help them out, but they went with another lender. I'm still going to help that person out because I'm going to point them in the right direction. But the fact that we put multiple eyes on a property is very important, because you may miss something that we catch. So, thank you so much.
All right, man.
Appreciate it. We're going to have him back. We're going to do some more stuff with Ehab. Heather, we're going to go about Heather's in about 90 days and
do another flyby
on completion.
Let's do it.
So, guys, thank you so much. Next week, don't know who my guest will be yet. Hopefully, we could schedule it on time or maybe a little bit later. But next week's exciting for me. So, hopefully, we will get somebody that can come in a little bit later. Hope to see you next week. If not, we'll see you the following week. This has been Trigger Points with Ehab. Remember, give me your phone number one last time, or how to reach you.
Reach me on Instagram, Rehab with Ehab, and go to my bio and schedule a call with me.
Okay, awesome, guys. We're out here. Thank you for watching. We will see you next time.